join me at the very highest point of the Favonius Cathedral, where, thanks to some weird physics bug, acting Grandmaster Jean is hovering, perhaps in some strange effort to become closer with the animal Archon. Below us, sleepy Mondstadt lies unperturbed. The view is quite breathtaking from up here, but we're not here for sightseeing or scenic panoramas. No, we're on a quest. A quest some might call bold, some brave, and some, probably the most sensible ones, a giant pain in the neck. For you see, dear viewer, the fates have spoken and aligned the commissions thusly. And today, we're going to walk. Yes, you heard right. Not run, not fast travel, walk to each and every one of them. So, off we go. On my way back, I discover a luxurious chest the owner of this world apparently forgot about. But I also discover some missing person posters high up against the cathedral walls. Boy, and I thought I was crazy. Anyways, time to get this party started right. The rules are simple. No running, and hang gliders are allowed. I totally didn't make up that second rule for this intro sequence. Alright, here we go. Just outside the gates of Mondstadt, we run into Genshin's #1 bird-watching enthusiast and possible in-game boss, Timmy. Timmy politely asks us not to kill his birds, so I kill his birds. Sadly, one got away. Leaving an emotionally damaged Timmy behind, we set off on our foolhardy quest again. Filming the intro and harassing Timmy took so long that it's getting dark. Thankfully, I spot a friendly face up ahead. It's Lynn, the self-proclaimed survival expert. I set up camp and cook some delicious sweet madams. Here's to you, Timmy. Apparently, that one pigeon must have reached Celestia, because there is a celestial downpour honoring the fallen fowl the next morning. However, the sustainer of heavenly principles doesn't seem too concerned about Timmy and his pigeons, because just as quickly as it starts, the rain stops. Poor Timmy. In more important news, I have reached my first commission. I bravely walk into battle. The battle is long and arduous, but I prevail, eventually. After checking the map, I set off for Windrise. Also, Jean is apparently LARPing as a purple cat girl. Don't worry, Jean. After spending that much time stuck behind a desk, anyone is bound to go a little crazy. Embarrassed, Jean quickly slips back into her old uniform, and we set off. But before that, we take a scenic detour, which is rudely interrupted by the local slime population. I fight them off, but one sneakily hides behind some rocks. We face off and charge at each other. I take a panoramic shot as reward. Ah, dragon spine. Beautiful as ever. Shame about the cold debuff though. But the daily reward calls, and the path to Windrise isn't going to walk itself. A random world event interrupts our casual stroll. I consider taking it, but that would mean 30 more minutes of, well, this. So I respectfully ignore the quest until it disappears. Seemingly distressed at my slow pace, Genshin decides to spice things up and sends in a dangerous slime. I bravely fight this intruder, but Jean's physical damage is powerless against it. Until, suddenly, 77th director of the Wangshong funeral parlor, what are you doing here? She was about to respond, but then Godwin ruined my shot. We've been spending most our lives living in an Amish paradise. And honestly, it doesn't matter. The commission's away. Our sped-up journey is rather uneventful, except for another slime attack, but Jean quickly takes care of that. Soon enough, we arrive at Windrise, where yet another familiar face is waiting. In the spirit of taking things slower, I respectfully sit through Dr. Edith's ramblings, but found the animal crystal flyer in the background much more interesting. Eventually, Dr. Edith stops talking, and from some deep primordial memory, I recall that this commission requires me to climb that tree yonder. So I climb the tree and steal some bird eggs. After methodically searching the tree, I finally find all 3 required items. Feeling generous, I let Jean glide back down rather than climb. This is the fastest she has moved in 2 days. Dr. Edith rambles for a bit more, but let's skip that. Normally, I would put up camp for the night, but something I did hear through the good doctor's jabbering was something that sounded vaguely like wolves. And since I'm not in the mood for dealing with Andrews right now, we're pressing on. Thankfully, I saw a nearby campfire. After failing to apprehend the fleeing animal crystal fly, suspected of transporting moonshine for Dawn Winery, the acting Grand Master methodically takes out the entire camp, finishing off with a gust of windy fury. Feeling blown away by the hard work, Jean decides to set up for the night amid the corpses of her fallen enemies. The director of the funeral parlor, who for some reason followed behind Jean the entire time like a sudden shadow, bravely volunteers a third of her health to light the campfire. Perhaps feeling a sense of remorse for her brazen attitude toward fowls yesterday, Jean opts for a simple mushroom pizza. The morning sun finds our brave pair heading for the 3rd commission, only to be interrupted by yet another dendro slime. But I know just the remedy for that. For the first time since we started this crazy venture, Jean must overcome something not living, the very terrain itself, but Jean gives a perfect account of her climbing skills, though it appears Grandmaster Varka had some interesting ideas about mountaineering. Either that, or Jean has some hidden giant's blood. The quest continues. Jean finds another chest that the owner of this world forgot about. But enough about that. On with the show. Bored, Jean picks up a mint and slaps a tree. Too bad I can't do anything with the wood. Jean finds yet another chest that the owner of this world forgot about. I am concerned. Maybe you should see a doctor. Frustrated at this narrow space, Jean decides to jump off a cliff. No, Jean, don't! We'll keep Clea under control. Thankfully, Jean lands in some shallow water, and any thoughts of death are forgotten. Follow, here is the final commission. After so long, Jean can finally see a light at the end of the tunnel. She bravely walks into battle. She fights long and hard, but the enemy is fierce and cunning, repeatedly pushing our hero back into the water. But Jean prevails. She has spent 3 days walking. Those 2 towers are the last things standing in between her and freedom. She will not be defeated, but the hilichurls are relentless. Desperate, Jean pops a burst. But the fierce creatures keep up their unyielding attacks. Spotting an opening, Jean manages to take out the first tower. In a moment of weakness, she forgets the challenge and starts running, but then checks herself. She will not fail the player's feather-brained mission this close to the finish line. She valiantly walks towards the last tower, her legs screaming from 3 days of nothing but walking. Yet she presses on, but the hilichurls won't be bested so easily. They bombard Jean with a seemingly endless supply of slime bombs. Her health dangerously low, Jean struggles on. Almost there, got it! But then, one of the bombs finally manages to bring down the dependable acting Grand Master. Enraged, the funeral director sets off in a murderous vengeance spree, killing all in her path. When the dust settles, she finds herself alone under the moonlit sky. Burnt grass, the only evidence of the fierce battle. The director thinks of running off, but then stops. For nearly 2 days, she had silently followed the brave young leader of the knights on her foolish quest. Something about the acting Grandmaster's slow, but steady walk struck a chord in the director's whimsical heart, and she set off on her own quest. Honoring her fallen comrade, the director walks, only to be interrupted by a pesky slime, which he quickly dispatches. The director keeps walking. She has no real idea where to, but she keeps walking. Eventually she spots a blue light yonder. It's a statue of the Archon Jean served so faithfully. Silently, the director approached the statue, solemnly swimming the little brook between her and the statue. Wait. I have no real love for the gods, but I feel bound to at least speak a few words on behalf of the acting Grandmaster. She was a good and kind leader. May the animal Archon guide her spirit.
Barsabedo.
Back safe and sound. Wait, where's Jean?
We can run all night, all night. We can run all night, all night. Running, we can run.
All's well that ends well. Right, Jean?